What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We got a good one. As you saw in the title, we're picking up a new trailer today and I'm very pumped on it. Obviously, with the race program, we need a trailer. We need a way to get the car and our tools and everything to and from the track, but I also like to flip cars in my spare time for some extra money for the family, and all around, trailers are just nice to have. We're obviously going to be getting an enclosed trailer. For those of you who have been following me for a few years, you've seen I've had a couple different trailers and I've really decked them out and done a lot of cool mods to them to make them just absolutely perfect for the track. I got some highlights on my Instagram if you head over there and check it out. But we originally started with a 20-foot tilt deck. It was a brand new trailer, and being as it was a tilt deck, it's centered perfectly. So, you know, you can stand on the back and make it tilt. But if you want to bring air compressor, tools, all the other stuff, it adds a bunch of weight and you can't tilt it anymore. So what I did was built a big skeleton around the front. It housed tires. I could strap an air compressor, tools, all kinds of stuff to it. And then I put an air over hydraulic ram from the tongue up to the deck and would just hook that up to my air compressor. And I could then tilt the deck with all the weight on it, and it was super cool. But I sold that, made a bunch of money, and then we got into our first enclosed trailer. And I did so much to this thing. I stripped all the walls down, wired in a 12-volt system and a 115-volt system for shore power, did all kinds of lights. We put coin flooring in the whole thing, painted it all, did a bunch of custom stuff with our air compressor, so we had air hookups throughout the front and back, all kinds of stuff. It was super rad. I loved that trailer, but ended up selling that trailer, and now we're getting into one that's going to be even better. I'm going to take a lot of the things that I did like from the past ones and some new ideas, and we're going to make this thing badass. It's going to be perfect all around, like I said, for the track, for just picking up cars, moving, whatever you want to do. So we're heading there now. Got about a 40-minute drive. Once we get there, I'll show you what I got. All right, well, I picked up the trailer. You can see it hooked up to the truck behind me here, but the thing's beautiful. It's way nicer than I even thought. So I'll get back to my house. I'll let you guys check it out. All right, guys, so we're back. Let me go ahead and show you what we got. It's a brand new 2025 24-foot enclosed, rivetless, panels down the side. The entire chassis itself is rhino lined, no bare metal. 5200 axles. The entire underside is all asphalt coated. Extended tongue, same thing like I was saying. The entire chassis is rhino lined. Super nice. This is the first brand new enclosed trailer that I've had. Let me show you the inside as well. And here is the inside. Now, like I said, this is a 2025, so it is technically brand new, but I bought it from a private seller. Funny enough, I hopped on Facebook yesterday and saw this for sale, and these people moved from Washington State as well just last week. They bought this trailer just to move cross country and then put it up for sale. I was the first person to message them, and they were already getting notified from the county and their HOA that they had to get it out of the neighborhood. So I talked them down big time and came and got this thing for an absolute steal. So I am super hyped on that. This thing is so nice. Now, like I was saying earlier, just like all my other trailers, we're gonna do a lot of upgrades to this one as well. There's no vent or anything in here, which is a big no here in Florida. So we're gonna be doing AC in the top, making some cabinets, setting this up with shore power. We're gonna be doing the flooring and the walls and interior and exterior lighting. We're gonna deck this thing out so it's comfortable to hang out in, sleep in, go to the track, travel, do whatever we wanna do. So here it is. Awesome, love it. So I live in a HOA, at least for the time being. And over the last couple years, I've been keeping my trailers right here on the side of the house, which I'm not supposed to. I had someone complain a couple years ago, but nothing really came of it. And I didn't want to deal with any issues this time. So I have this huge section of fence. And what I went ahead and did today is remove 2 posts that were on the ground here and put some hinges over on this side. So this is all one big 12-foot panel that I can now open up and bring my trailer straight back. So now I don't have to worry about it whatsoever, and it's safe, and I got to deal with any HOA bullshit. So let's go ahead, open up the fence, and let's bring the trailer back here, see how it fits. It's a little jank, I know, but it works. All right, guys, so I went ahead and showed you the trailer inside and out, talked a bit about what we want to go ahead and do, but this video is not going to be that boring. I went ahead and picked up our AC unit that we're going to be installing on the trailer. We're going to be running a mini split. I was going back and forth between the mini split and just a 12-volt system that is roof mounted. For the price, the mini split pretty much just put that completely out of the water, and this will perform way better than any 12-volt unit will. So this is what we're going to be running. We're going to be mounting the condenser on the front of the tongue, and obviously we're going to be mounting the other piece up high in the front of the trailer. So let's go ahead and jump right to it, get this thing all hooked up. All right, so as you saw, we got the two front mounts of the condenser mounted onto the tongue, but there's nowhere for the back mounts. It kind of wobbles around, so I just cut and welded this bar in here. We're gonna go ahead and weld this other one in so I can bolt all four corners, and this thing will be nice and strong. All right, so we have the condenser mounted onto the tongue. Now we obviously need to mount the indoor unit. Now, in a perfect world, I would really like to have this right around here, nice and centered on the trailer, but it's going to require a bit more of a technical way of mounting it, right? If I wanted to make this nice and easy, I could just do it right here, flat onto one of the sides. Now, the only downside to mounting it on one side or the other is just for my OCD, really. It's something about it not being symmetrical up here is going to really bug me. The thing's not heavy. It probably weighs like 25, 30 pounds, so in a sense of like weight distribution in the trailer, it's not that big of a deal. I am gonna have an air compressor and battery and all kinds of stuff up here as well, so I could use that to like counter some of the balance. I can put that over here. I can do like battery and air compressor on the other side or vice versa or whatever. It honestly doesn't matter, but I would really like to just have it nice and centered right here over the front of the trailer. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to find a way to like rig up a mount right here center, and I'll show you guys what I come up with. Okay, so I have the indoor unit mounted. I have it kind of pried away from the mount right now. We need to connect our two refrigerant lines as well as our drain line. And I went ahead, drilled a hole right here in the corner. This is a nice spot underneath between the frame where I can go down and then connect to the condenser. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these, probably run it right down the middle, maybe offset it a little bit, nice and clean down under the trailer. Okay, so now that we have everything hooked up, we need to go ahead and pull a vacuum on the mini split. I have this AC set up here. I'm gonna go ahead and hook it up, pull a vacuum on it for about 15 minutes, and then we will crack the refrigerant into the system, make sure everything is all good and leak free. All right, guys, it's getting dark now. I am pulling a vacuum with the pump on the system. Gonna let this go for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I will crack open the valves, make sure everything is leak free, and I'll go ahead and check back with you guys tomorrow. Ignore the wind, we got a little storm coming in right now, but we have our shore power plug that we're gonna run inside and mount right to the outside of the trailer. Now, if any of you ever plan on using one of these 30 amp breakers here, for your main power, it doesn't have like a distribution bus bar. So it'll come in from the RV plug to one post, and then we're gonna make a jumper here to just loop the two posts together. So we have our main breaker for our AC, which we have right here. We're gonna send up in just a minute. And this will be a spare breaker for any kind of random plugs or outlets that we're gonna have throughout the trailer. Ignore the sound, it is raining very hard right now. All right, so I have the mini split 100% installed. Everything's all wired up. I'm gonna be cleaning this up. Like I said, I'm gonna have toolbox and cabinets and a workbench and everything up here. But before we go ahead and flip power to this, I have a 2-gang box of standard outlets. I wanna go ahead and just mount on the wall right here. It may move a little bit, but in general, it's gonna be in this vicinity. So let's get that mounted up real quick, turn the power on, see what happens. Okay, everything's installed. I am sweating my ass off. I'm completely soaked right now, but it's all ready to hook up our shore power, which we have right here. We'll go ahead, run it into an outlet that's on my house, and we'll flip this thing on. I'm gonna start with the AC because I'm dying. Hopefully it all works, then we'll test the outlets. All right, I got power to the trailer. Let's go ahead and flip the first breaker and see if the AC kicks on. I heard it beep. All right. Wow, this thing is dead silent. Fantastic. Man, that is really cold. That's like borderline freezing. Okay, let's flip the breaker for this panel. Let me go get a light or something to plug in and make sure it works. All right, everything is working. So I just turned the AC on. Right now it is 6:51 and it is right about 89, 88 degrees in here. I'm gonna let this thing run for about 30 minutes or so. We'll come back out and see how cold it got in here. All right guys, little update. It has been 10 minutes now. And we are just under 80 degrees, almost gone down 10 degrees in 10 minutes. I went ahead and moved this to the middle of the trailer at a higher position so it'll read the most accurate of the room. 10 degrees in 10 minutes is pretty crazy. I am actually really stoked at how much air this thing is moving. It already feels fantastic in here. So give it 20 more minutes. I'll check back with you guys. We'll see where it's at. All right, last update. It is 7:18, hasn't even been 30 minutes yet. And we are like 71 degrees. It is extremely comfortable in here. This is fantastic. Now the sun did go down, so it's not beating on the side of the trailer anymore. But nonetheless, it's definitely bringing it down. I think if it was a really hot, like 90-degree day and with no insulation in here, it would still make it way more comfortable to just hang out in here and definitely be a cooler temperature. And especially at nighttime, if you want to go ahead and sleep in here for like weekend track days, I guarantee this thing will get it way colder than it ever needs to be. So very happy with it. This thing is badass, working extremely well. But all the shore power is done for now. That's all I'm gonna do for like 115 volt off my house when I'm home, or off a generator at the track. Everything else, like lights for interior, exterior, all that'll be a 12 volt system. I am gonna be putting a battery in here soon. We need to go ahead and mount our toolbox, build our cabinets, build our workbench. But before we do any of that, I wanna go ahead, get everything cleaned out of here. I wanna paint all the walls, get the coin flooring on the ground so this thing is ready to go and I can just start building away. But I'm gonna do that in the next video. It's gonna be coming very soon, get this stuff knocked out. Thank you guys for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little different than what I normally do, but just want to show you guys the new trailer as we update it. So stay tuned. I'll see you on the next one. Later.